I built an attractive V-taper physique without training every day and without going on some crazy strict diet plan. It just makes you want to quit every 2 days. The physique that I have now, I've built through a few years of training. But if I, in the beginning, knew what I'm about to teach you, dude, this could have taken far less time. So we're going to talk about the V-taper shape in this video. Why do you want the V-taper physique? And what is it? The V-taper physique is basically that your body looks like a V shape. So it's broad shoulders and like very broad upper body, and then a slim waist. So from waist to shoulders, it looks like a V. Because most people, their physique, they looks like this. It looks like goes straight. But for some people, it even looks a bit like an A, like a little bit like this. Very small shoulders and chest, and very broad on the waist. So a bit like this. This is the worst physique that you can have. The best is to turn this into this. So why do we want this? Because first of all, when you look at a physique who has a V-taper shape, it looks so much better than any physique who looks like an A shape or looks like straight like this. Even with a lot of muscles, a physique that looks like this, it looks good, but not the best that it could possibly look. When you turn that into a V shape, it looks superior to anything else. You will attract women with this physique. You get respect from men. You look like the absolute super healthy, optimized, superior man. You really do. Because in the waist, you seem healthy and you can see that it's low body fat. And in the upper parts of the upper body, you're big and strong. So this is a sign of like absolute capability. There's a couple of muscles you should focus extra on in the gym to build your V-taper physique. But I have 3 muscles that are absolutely the 3 most important muscles to train for the V-taper. So the first one is broad shoulders. This is the absolute most important muscle, in my opinion, to get that broad physique. Because when you get those broad shoulders, that's where the V ends, right? So you can really just switch that out because you get the broad shoulders. So, and it looks just amazing. And when someone has small shoulders, I don't know if you've seen this, but when someone got small shoulders, but they got like big back and big chest and stuff, it just looks a bit weird. So this is absolutely a must. You must train the shoulders. And for broad shoulders, you should train the middle part of the shoulder. So the middle part, then you can do lateral raises you can do it on cable, and you can do it with just normal weights. So that's the best way to just a very simple, safe way to train your shoulders. The second most important muscle, it's the lats. Okay, if you don't know what the lats is, they're also called wings by some people, but that's basically the part of the back that makes you broad. So you can train your back for muscle and for like sculpting, and you can train the muscles to get broad and big. And that's exactly what you want, because that's what really takes you the whole way from the waist and up till your shoulders to create that Dorito type look. What you can train for this is lat pull downs, which is amazing. And you can also train pull-ups, but the problem with that is on the pull-ups, when you're training the lats, you need to have very wide grip. Because when you don't have wide grip, you're training more of the sculpting, but you want to train the muscle to be big and broad. And then you need some very wide grip. and it's extremely hard. Like, it's so much harder to do pull-ups wide grip than normal grip. So much harder. If you can take 10 pull-ups normally, with wide grip, you can maybe take 2 reps. So for most people, it's better to go with lat pull downs. And just make sure that you're keeping your back and your whole upper body straight and not leaning back, because then you're training more of like the sculpting and it becomes more like a row instead of actually a pull down. The third muscle is the upper chest. And I'm saying upper chest and not just chest, because there is 3 parts of the chest: the lower chest, the middle chest, and the upper chest. The upper chest is the biggest and most important muscle of them, mostly because it's the biggest, right? So if you train that, you're gonna have the biggest chest possible. And also, you can't have big upper chest without and have like shitty middle or lower chest. It just doesn't work really. So that's something you should train, and then you get really broad on top. So what you can do for that is you can do incline dumbbell press. Incline dumbbell press, that's really good. You can do it on machines if you like that better, or you can just do it with 2 dumbbells and on a bench that is maybe 30 degrees. Just wherever you feel it the most in your upper chest. If you want to know more about getting into top tier shape, you can click the link in the description and see if it's something for you. There's also other muscles that you should train to get to just sculpt the V-taper physique. So one of them, which is also important, is the traps. So it's basically this muscle right here. And because this is more like, if you don't have it, it looks just weird, right? It will look weird if you're big on the shoulders and big here, and you just have nothing here, and then the neck comes. It looks very skinny here. It just doesn't look good. So that's also something you should train. You train it a little bit in lateral raises, for example, which you do on shoulders, but you can focus more on it by doing shrugs. So that's basically just standing up, holding 2 dumbbells with straight hands, and then just going up like this. That's literally it, okay? It looks a bit weird when I'm explaining it, but that's how it is. Another muscle, because now we've done like, okay, how to get a big upper part of your upper body. But what about the waist? You want a slim waist, and you want some six pack on that thing as well, right? For you to get that six pack, you only need 1 exercise a week. It sounds crazy, I know. You only need 1, because there's a machine that I use every single week, 1 time a week, to get an amazing abdominal muscles. Guys, these are, I think it's called like machine crunches or something, abdominal crunches. It looks like this. I'll put it on the screen right here. And some gyms don't have this, but a lot of gyms do. So if you have it, you should do that. But if you don't have it, then you can do 2 exercises, which is sit-ups and leg raises. This machine targets the whole 8-pack, bro. I can even feel it in the 2, the 2 muscles that are underneath the 6-pack. So like the 8-pack muscles. Dude, it goes in the whole lower abs and the upper abs. So, bro, it just targets the whole thing. So then you get chiseled 6-pack, which is super attractive for women and makes you look super healthy. So you just look like a superhuman with those abs that you'll get from once a week just doing that. I'm telling you, it's really, really good. And so, something you also want to do is you want to do some cardio. You want to do cardio because when you're doing cardio, when you're out running, it burns fat and it burns calories. And there is an effect that I've felt so many times personally, where I don't know if I can like explain it to where it makes sense, but it's like when you're doing a lot of cardio, it's almost like your skin sits tighter on you. The fat or like the muscles and the skin, everything just sits tighter on you. So you look more chiseled, you look more shredded, you look more like sculpt. It's amazing. And it burns off unnecessary fat and calories and all these things. So just think about it. When you want to have a slim waist, imagine a guy who runs every single week. He runs consistently every week. He does some running. Not that much, 1 to 2 times a week. Bro, imagine that guy. You can't imagine that guy being fat or being out of shape or something. You just don't, because he's running consistently. You imagine him being in top shape, right? Continuously shaping his body, continuously improving his cardio, and like keeping his body lean and full of muscle. That's what you imagine, right? So how will you run consistently every single week and look fat or be skinny fat or just like out of shape in some way? It just doesn't work. And even if you're skinny, you're still building muscles. So it still works for everyone. Everyone should do cardio. Bro, that are what you need to do to get the V-taper shape. And you don't need anything else than this. This will shape you to the perfect, like the statues of like I think they're called like Greek gods or something. You'll get that physique, bro. You will get the Greek sculpture's physique, okay? By doing what I have preached to you today. Guys, to building the V-taper physique, it really should be your target for the next couple of months. And if you can get that physique, you will see crazy results in just your daily life and the way you view yourself as well. You will view yourself as this absolute Chad. You'll walk around with a different level of confidence because you know that your thing is much better than every other training plan that these other people are following, because they're just training regularly, but you're training for that V-taper shape, the Dorito effect. So guys, if you truly want that physique and you want to come in top total shape in both the gains and the cardio, I have a link down below that will take you to my course, and it's a pre-sale right now. So as soon as I'm finished making the course, I will bump up the price like crazy, but it's super cheap right now. So you can check that out if it sounds interesting to you. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.